Here we are back again with yet another interview for the Oceanic Challenger League Stage 3. Heading into Play Day 2, we are joined by FluxZeus out of the WYYZN esports camp and Presidnt, the front man for Fury Global, coming into this, lads. Look, let's be honest, some rather unfortunate results week 1 for both of you, both losing out in overtime. But, I mean, those upsets, the question has to be asked. We'll go you first, Flux, and then to you, Prez. Is this something that we could expect to see throughout the entire season, or is this an isolated incident, do you reckon?
I think we just got a bit slow starting, you know. So I think hopefully kind of can get rid of that. Kind of, I guess it's been had a little bit too long of a break, maybe just getting back into the swing of things. So I think hopefully not. You never know, but we'll hopefully not. I think it'll be fun.
Oh, Prez, what do you reckon?
Oh, I'm on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were pretty disappointed with our loss last week. I think we kind of put it down to like a few like confidence issues, and kind of those first game jitters. So, I mean, we talked about it after the game and the next day, and hopefully they'll be gone for our game tomorrow night. So we'll be looking to bounce back strongly.
Now, Flux, the change of Vlad for Smacker came in a little bit unexpected, per se, given the fact that Smacker back in Stage 2 was showing some promising signs with the team, and as a solo player looked like he could handle himself pretty well in the majority of the situations. What's kind of the aim now with addition of Vlad to the roster, and how so far has been he gelling into the roster?
I mean, I guess it's just a kind of completely different role that Vlad plays, I guess. He's got like, he's a lot more of kind of like the vocal kind of, plays kind of an in-game leader type role as well, which has kind of been, like, it was especially helpful week 1. We just couldn't quite convert, but it's just been, yeah, really useful to have kind of another voice, I guess. And kind of just another kind of way of looking at things, and yeah, it's just kind of helps us keep a bit more like, not quite as predictable, I think.
Well, I mean, look.
So was it with Smacker? Was it more so just kind of let him be like a loose cannon, but this time it's like finally you go with, okay, 5-man roster, we all play together kind of deal, yeah?
I mean, in a way, yeah. I think just
Okay.
I think the more perspectives you can have, the better. So, you know,
Okay,
more ideas from different people.
And I mean, touching on that same sort of vein, Prez, like you come into Stage 3, Pun has stepped away from competitive Siege, Kaken moving up to Raffle Cup, that you bring in, you know, Deptra, formerly of LFO, Raffle Cup, he's bounced around a little bit, and then Brendo, we found out live on broadcast, you know, Sagion's little brother.
Yes,
and we did notice there was a distinct change in playstyle. Is that something that was intentional coming into Stage 3 with the, you know, the removal of Pun and Kaken and the addition of Deptra and Brendo, or is that just, you know, it wasn't planned, it just sort of happened and it's growing pains?
I think it wasn't like a plan thing. Like, we didn't intentionally change our playstyle completely. I think it's just that whole thing of bringing on 2 completely new players. Like, Dep's more of that support player, but he's also got the ability to frag. He can shot call well, he can do all that type of stuff, so he kind of co-IGLs along with me. So now, like, compared to last stage when I was like mainly doing all the shot calling, we kind of have 2 perspectives going into our attacks. And then Brendo is just pretty much another fragger for us. So we normally had Pun on that flex role, but now we kind of just have the 3 fraggers in Tuhan, Quiz and Brendo, and me and Deb just kind of move around them and make plays off what they're doing, pretty much.
Right. Now, for this section, this does open up the floor a little bit more for a bit of more of a trash talk, a little bit more of banter. Question to both of you gamers. Now that you've seen your opponents for this week kind of play during week 1, what do you reckon is going to be kind of the weaker part of the performance that you could emphasize on going into the matchup? Obviously, without revealing too many of the strats.
I think for us, it's just mainly our confidence. Like,
okay.
taking the aggressive gunfights, not being scared to take map control. It was just simple things like that last week. I mean, Packwatch did play well. Like, I will give it to them, but I think it really just came down to how we performed and what our mentality was like going into that game. So I think if we can just improve on confidence and, you know, playing as a unit, then I expect to win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could say a similar thing. Like, I think a lot of the time last week we were just kind of skipping steps, and getting ahead of ourselves, and then kind of in 2 different mindsets some of the time. So we can kind of just nail that down, get everyone on the same page, and I think the results hopefully follows.
Well, heading into our final question, I mean, you were just asked, you know, having seen your opponents play. Now, look, we're going to go a bit further down the line. We already have one of our two teams locked in for OCN, OCL promotions relegations. That team being wildcard. Now, Fury, you're more or less guaranteed a spot. You know where you have to end up to be locked in, guaranteed for promotions. Warriors, you're still in with a shot to make promotions. And I mean, how does it feel knowing that one or both of you could play a part in knocking wildcard out of OCN?
I mean, it was definitely unexpected. We were talking about it before the stage actually, and we were like 100% certain that it was going to be Rhythm. So, and then last week happened. So I don't know. It was a bit of a shock, but we're just going to approach it how we always do with every game. You know, we're not going to fall under that whole pressure of, oh no, we're versing wildcard. Like, we're just going to go in there, play our game, and hopefully come out with a win.
I'd say I'm just kind of, that's a lot more of a difficult road for us. I think just taking it one game at a time, you know, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Kind of had that in the past, and then you look too far ahead and kind of make some mistakes on the stuff you need to do. So just one game at a time approach, I think, for me, on the team at least.
Humble as ever out of two of the mainstays of the Oceanic Challenger League. Congratulations, boys. You're in that spot, so you do have some positives to look forward to for the rest of the stage. But unfortunately, you are each other's hurdles here in Playdate 2. We will see the lads. Playdate 2 for the Oceanic Challenger League Stage 3. And going into it, we might see some more Chalet. We might not. We won't know. But until we get there, best of luck, guys.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.